Today's video is going to be a little different, but I think you're going to find it valuable anyway, so stay tuned. Hey, what's going on? My name is Ruslan, hip-hop artist, creative entrepreneur with KingsDreamENT.com. This channel exists to encourage, empower, inspire people to live out God's dream for their life. And today's video is going to be a little different, so I want to kind of give you a heads up, but I think you'll appreciate it anyway. So check it out. Lately, there's been a lot of conversation about this idea of ownership, this idea of owning your masters, owning the platform, what are creatives worth for their videos, all those kind of different things. So I'm going to briefly just kind of talk about that a little bit, but I do want you guys to know that there will be some more content, some more videos coming discussing this whole idea of CHH and all the different controversies and all that like that. So it's going to be a special one. So what I need you to do, if you're here, make sure you're subscribed, first of all. Second of all, turn those bell notifications on and hit all, because YouTube kind of gets weird with the algorithm a little bit, and I don't want you guys to miss anything, especially the next video I have coming, which is going to come sooner than you expect. So don't play yourself. Turn the bell notifications on. So listen. We've been talking a lot about here on the CHH thing. Deeper than that, I want to talk about the value that I can add to you guys outside of just kind of covering topics you guys want to hear about. And so the way we do that is through a specific platform that I'm a part of, that many of you guys who watch this are actually a part of, called Patreon. Patreon is a monthly subscription service that you can give to your favorite creatives, artists, podcasters, whatever, to check out their content, support them, and get exclusive perks. And so we've had a Patreon since July. It's been going amazing. We've grown to over 100 Patreon, and I realized that I don't really explain it and talk about it enough. So I just wanted to hit pause, kind of tell you guys what it is, and let you know that this is the best way you can support me. If you're enjoying the content that I'm creating, if you're enjoying what we're doing here, consider signing up for Patreon. I'm going to show you guys two video excerpts of stuff that I think you're really going to appreciate that kind of talks to two different people. And so some of the people that have joined the Patreon are artists and creatives, and that's primarily been the community, which has been super dope. And we do stuff like Fan Love Friday, where if you're a Patreon, you get to cut the line, get your song heard first. We do a Zoom chat every Sunday night where we just have a big kind of gathering over Zoom call, get to know each other, talk about different stuff. I'm kind of there on a need basis, and that's been dope. But I wanted to show you guys some of the other content on Patreon that I think you'll find sort of valuable. I think it's valuable, and I think it's interesting to think different and think creative and think outside of the box of these different topics. So if you're not an artist, you're not a creative, that's cool. Here's an excerpt of a video that just went out about a week and a half ago in light of all the CHH stuff, in light of cussing and CHH, all those videos I did. I did an entire Bible study about this topic of cussing and CHH, 45 minutes long. You'll really appreciate it. But I wanted to show you guys an excerpt so you can kind of get an idea of some of the exclusive content on Patreon. So check it out. This is important. This is important because, one, it's that tension between liberty and faith, and what does faith actually look like? Is faith about checking a bunch of rules? Or is it about liberty? Is it about behavior modification, your behavior changes? Or is it about your heart changing, therefore your behavior is changing, right? Which came first? Well, Jesus is about changing your heart. He's about renewing our hearts. He's about giving us new hearts. He's about transforming us from the inside out, not giving us a bunch of rules to follow. This is the struggle for a lot of people that grow up Christian. They grow up in church. I didn't grow up in church. I grew up very far from God. And so my faith became my own very early, 15, 16, 17. Like, I had an encounter with Jesus. It was my own faith. My mom wasn't saved. My family's not right. And so, but if you grow up Christian, you're following all the rules without necessarily having a heart transformation and having that personal encounter with Jesus. And that becomes the tricky part. And so now you have what I call churchianity, or Christian culture is projecting certain standards without actually people having a heart change. So on this thing of profanity, that was an excerpt from the Bible study I did about profanity. My ultimate position where I land may or may not surprise you, but that's in the link description below. You could check it out. It's really cool. I think you guys will find it valuable, and I think you'll actually be really encouraged and edified by it. Now, of course, Patreon also is a community we're building of other artists, other creatives that get access to resources and get insider information. And so a couple months ago, we had the homie Foggy Raw on the channel, who's a regular on this channel, and we had a really cool discussion with him and John Keith about all kinds of different topics. Some of you guys may have even discovered this channel through that video, but I wanted to show you guys a video that we did that's exclusively on Patreon that is talking specifically for and to giving young artists advice and how he built his way up. So this is very like tactical. So if you're an artist, you're an aspiring artist, producer, this is the kind of information you could expect on Patreon. And I think this is like really valuable stuff. So check it out.
So what I would do is I felt like, okay, if I know you and I have a true understanding of there's a mutual respect for my music, right? Then it's like, okay, I kind of need your help because I'm not some kind of big guy. I can't call in a favor at Complex or anything. So I'm like, yo, could you do it? Could you do it? And not just like your poppin' rapper friends, but you know, your little friends around the neighborhood, because everybody is an influencer to some degree.
That's a fact.
So it's like, okay, get my little brother. Tell my little brother's friends. Before you know it, all my little brother's friends are listening. Now they're telling their friends, and then 1 turned to 2, then 2 turned to 4, 4, 6. Before you know it, you got like 10,000 fans if you keep making good, consistent music. So
all this is with that caveat of making good and consistent music. Just so we're clear. Like if the product is whack,
it's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work. Yeah.
How you know if your product is good?
If people keep sharing it.
If people share it. If they're sharing it, that's an indicator that it's good. If you're asking and they're not sharing it, they'll listen to it but they won't share it, means it's probably you probably got to go back to the drawing board. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you because you're confident in your product, you're then for unapologetic and unafraid to ask people to share it. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, facts.
Okay, so to wrap it up, what's like one thing that the dude that's sitting there watching this right now, he's just starting out, he has 1,000 Instagram followers or less.
Right.
What would be the one thing outside of make dope music?
Yeah.
Because we know that like you have to make dope music.
That's where it starts.
That's where it starts. Like it starts making dope music. What would you say? What one piece of advice you would give him? So that's my man Foggy Raw. Watch the full video in the description. Advice he gives is crazy. I think you guys should check it out. And ultimately, listen, I'm doing my very best to add as much value to you guys as I possibly can. I'm finishing Indie Jones 3 right now, which is going to be super dope. I literally got the session open. You can't see the other side of the screen. I literally got the session open. And I want to continue creating this content. I want to continue building this community. And so it requires more and more people signing up, supporting people on platforms like Patreon, because it's just a convenient way for people to get access to exclusive perks, exclusive videos, shows, even merchandise, all kinds of stuff. And so those are 2 excerpts. Hopefully those encourage you. Hopefully those are somewhat helpful. I want you guys to watch the full video and spend some time with it. So in the comments below, I want to hear from you guys specifically. How can I better serve you guys? Do you guys want to hear more, I guess, Bible study, devotional type topics like I did on the issue of cussing, like I do every morning on my Instagram? Do you want to have more artists on? You want a kind of a mix up of both? Do you want a more longer form podcast? We've been doing kind of an exclusive podcast on Patreon for a while now that we're going to make public. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section below. Let me know how I could better serve you guys, because that's ultimately what I'm here to do. And I believe if I can add as much value to you guys as possible, then me asking you to sign up for Patreon isn't even going to be like a big deal. Like I really wouldn't even have to ask. It'd just be like, of course we're going to support him. And so shout out to all the Patreons. Thank you for everybody that's been supporting. Check it out in the description below. Appreciate you guys. Peace.